Hey everyone, happy 2016. Ashley Josephine here. I'm really excited. I've been thinking about this for a long time, and way back in, it had to have been 2012, maybe 2013, I did a workshop that I called A Pose for Your Woes. This was way back when I lived in Texas. And the idea was that each pose that we did in some way was a release for any type of pain or tension that you might be developing in that particular part of the body. So we worked on the feet, we went all the way up the body, the legs, the hips, the upper back, the lower back, the shoulders, the neck, everything like that. So I want to revisit that, and I've been meaning to revisit that in videos for a really long time. And some of the videos that I've made in the past have gotten into that a little bit, but I really want to focus all of our effort on one area of the body and stretches that can help you release any tension or stress that you might be experiencing in that part of the body. Now, the reason that this came about now is that in the past couple of weeks, as I've gotten back into the swing of the things with my schedule and I have new private clients, everybody keeps talking about this neck and shoulder pain that they're really struggling with. Everybody has really tight shoulders and necks, and that's the requests that I'm getting from both my private clients and in my group classes. So I wanted to start today this new series, A Pose for Your Woes. I'm going to be exploring these different areas of the body and giving you really good targeted stretches to look at any tension that you might have in these parts of the body. We're going to start with the shoulders and the neck today. So find a comfortable seated position. That's all you'll need. We're not going to do any other movement other than sitting here. We are going to be moving our arms around, so make sure you have some room to move around. So start, just bring your right arm up overhead. Bring your right arm up overhead, but notice if you pull your shoulder way up to try and increase more of the stretch, that really puts a lot of tension in your scapula and your upper back. So draw the shoulder back down so your shoulders are still right in line with one another. And spread your fingers wide and lift up through your fingers without pulling your shoulder. You get a different kind of stretch there. Take a deep breath in. And then release your arm down. Let's try the same thing on the other side. Reach your other arm up overhead. Now notice if there's any difference on this side in terms of your ability, your mobility, to lift the arm up overhead. Notice again if you're kind of pulling up and out of the shoulder, and pull that shoulder back in so both shoulders are in line with each other, and you get more stretch by reaching up through the fingertips. It's really subtle. So take a breath in here. And a breath out. By the way, it's okay if you look more something like this, because maybe that's the mobility that you have in your shoulders, and that's okay. So now let's take both arms up overhead. So now both arms are up overhead. Ground down through your sit bones so you feel really stable at the base of your spine. Notice if both shoulders hike up next to your ears and pull them back away from you. You're using your scapula and the muscles on your upper back to resist the movement of your shoulders as your arms move up overhead. So take a breath in here. Big deep breath in. And then exhale, release your arms down, and maybe you feel a little bit of warmth, a little bit of stretch in your upper back. Now let's take the arms out to the side. So big T arms. I want you to turn your shoulders over to the right, and you'll also turn your head over to the right too. So you're going to look over your right fingertips. Your shoulders and your head are turning towards the right. Now take your left hand and place it on the front of your right shoulder. And feel how that starts to stretch some of the left side of your body. Maybe even down into your lower back, your middle spine. All this part of the body here is getting a little stretch. Remember your shoulders down away from your ears. Try not to hike it up. And then come back to center. Bring both arms out to a T. With good little strengthener here for your arms too as we keep them lifted. And let's go over towards the left side. So you turn your shoulders, you turn your head, maybe you turn your face to gaze back over your fingers. I'm staring right into the sun here. And then take your right hand and place it on your left shoulder. Remember to roll your shoulder back and down away from your ears. And feel that stretch on the side of your body on the right side. And notice if it's any different on this side than it was on the other side. Notice if your sit bones want to try and lift up to help you move around. These are good things to notice just to see how your body is functioning and how your muscles work with one another. Then come back to center and take a breath in, and hopefully you feel a little bit more opening maybe in your back, your middle back a little bit. Okay, so from there, now you're going to take both of your hands and place them one on top of the other on your right shoulder, right on your chest. And take your gaze over towards your left, so you'll turn your head towards the left. And now drop your chin down and up and start to move into your neck a little bit. You'll find that spot where it really starts to get into the knots, the tension that you might be feeling in your neck. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Your shoulders are staying in the same place. We're stabilizing in the shoulders and just moving or mobilizing the neck here. Good, so come back up, gaze straight ahead, and then let's switch the hands over towards the left, but switch the hand that's on top. Gaze over towards the right, and then again, start to mobilize the neck. Turn the chin down, turn it up towards the ceiling. Notice on this side, if one side feels a lot different than the other, and when we have this awareness about the different sides of our body, we use that information in the rest of our daily life to see if what we do on a daily basis seems to favor one side over the other, and then that would explain why we're creating tension patterns in our body on one side over the other. So for me, it's not quite as much tension here on the left side of my body or on the left side of my neck as it was on the right side. So that could mean that I am spending more time in a contracted position with my right ear down towards my right shoulder, perhaps. Remember, like, if you have your phone on your ear and you're holding your shoulder up against your phone to help you talk without your hands, and then you're typing, that could create a lot of tension and stress on the right side, which is maybe why I'm feeling some more stress on the right side. Who knows? But that's just an example of how we might use that. Okay, so now feel a little bit of warmth, maybe a little bit of stretch and opening in the neck. Then you're going to take your hands and interlace them behind you. So the hands interlace right behind you at your low back, and try and straighten the arms as much as you can, and this pulls the shoulders away from your ears. Straighten your arms, and then almost imagine that you're doing like a reverse bump in volleyball behind you, like you're going to take a volleyball and bump it back behind you over your head, a little volleyball trick. And continue to take your shoulders down. I don't know if that's a volleyball trick or not, I'm just making things up. But feel how this really pulls your shoulders down away from your ears, and you're contracting the shoulder blades in. And we're not really bending back from the lower back here, right? We're not leaning back, we're still sitting up nice and tall. There's nothing really moving in the body except for our upper back and our shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Good, and release the hands. Now we're going to do the exact opposite thing. So the shoulders were contracting, now we're going to spread them apart. Take your right arm underneath your left arm. You'll cross at the elbows and bring your hands together. This is eagle arms. Now if this is really challenging for you, then give yourself a big bear hug, but make sure that your elbows are straight out in front of you. So either variation, the arms are crossed, or big bear hug. And whichever you choose, make sure that your shoulders are drawing down away from your ears, right? It's really easy to start to cramp up the neck. So pull the shoulders down. If your arms are crossed, press the forearms forward away from you. This will help the shoulder blades on the back of the body move away from each other. And if you're in the big bear hug, then you'll do the same thing. It's just your elbows will move forward rather than your forearms. So you're pulling the arms away from your body. Take a breath in and a breath out. Good, and then let's switch sides. Now the left arm is going to come underneath the right arm, either big bear hug or cross the arms so you can get the palms together. Forearms forward, shoulders down away from the ears. Bear hug, elbows forward, shoulders down, whichever version works for you. Sit up nice and tall. Squeeze the arms together. Feel that stretch along the upper back, and take one big breath in. And a big breath out. Good, release your hands down to the side. Shake out your arms. Just notice how your back and your shoulders feel right now, how your neck feels right now. In just those few minutes doing those very simple stretches, not a whole lot of movement, you can really start to untangle some knots that you might have built up in your shoulders and in your neck just based on daily movement patterns that you have in your life. If you have any questions or feedback, please let me know. I hope that these poses have helped some of the woes that you might be experiencing in your shoulders and your neck, and that you found this helpful. I will see you again soon with my next pose for your woes video in this series, and I hope that I'll see you on or off the mat again soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day or evening. Namaste.